I wanted to find a game that I believe shows my philosophy with Warlock in lane. And I had this big fallout with my carry. In this game, so the way that I see Warlock is I buy one sentry to make sure none of the camps are blocked. And I use both camps to pull, and I just push it out with Fatal over and over. But I don't have an alternative style. So my first question would be, is there an alternative style with Warlock? And I used to play alternative style. I used to like max heal when I have a Spectre, and maybe that's sometimes still right. But when do you think I should activate an alternative style to QE maxing, where I push out the wave and I still have to farm, but now the opponents are always half-life, they can never go on my carry, and then I'm pulling their hard camp over and over, and we get loads of XP, and I get level 6, but the moment I get level 5.2, level 5.5, I can leave, my carry is almost level 6, he's safe, the enemies are level 4 and hurt. That works really well, and I have my battle report told me I have a 46% loss rate in lane on average.
So 54% win rate?
No, 46% win rate.
Okay.
Yeah. So I generally lose more lanes, but I have a 53% win rate, which means that I make it up for it in the mid to late game. So my laning is bad, objectively. But with Warlock, my win rate is 61% in lane. So on average, it's been working for me. So now I'm going to let you talk, actually.
I mean, generally that is how Warlock is played, even at the highest level in lane. You just bond the lane plus 2 heroes ideally, and you just push it, and they take damage.
Yeah.
And then you pull.
This
is laning on Warlock.
Right.
There are cases where you could just get 1 point in W just to trade without pushing the wave, but you'd never go more than 1 point.
1 point, I agree with that.
And that it's still basically the same. You just for one level you're just hitting them rather than pushing the wave.
Can you see the screen okay with the mic?
Yeah.
Or shall I lower it a bit? I can lower it a bit.
Yeah, it's fine. But generally what you're aiming for is
I actually cannot lower it a bit
fine.
because of the they don't have enough friction in the axles.
if I sit up properly.
No
it's
Allen
fine
key.
anyway.
Okay, posture check.
Basically all that matters in Warlock lanes for both sides is if he gets bonds on both heroes or not.
If you get bonds on both, yes.
Yeah.
And of course it's the job of the support to dodge the fatal bond. The core cannot dodge the fatal bond.
Yeah, it's the supports. But
He
do you know
just
how
needs-
the bonds works?
Yes, I know. So you put it on the most outward thing and it looks for 600 or 700 range leaps.
And it just chains
Yeah,
across.
I've seen
yeah.
the video on it
So
recently.
basically what should happen is the 4 can't go near the wave without getting double bonds, which means the 4 can't do anything in lane. That's kind of how it goes.
Right. So I just hold until he's actually in range and I know it.
Yeah, so you just right click the 3 and then you hold bonds.
Okay.
And then if 4 gets in range, you connect them all.
Okay, that's improvement number 1 because I've just been casting it. If he's not there yet, and be like, good enough.
But now the 4's happy because you've got 1-man bonds and now he can go and trade.
Okay, that's fair enough.
So basically, if I'm 4 laning against Warlock, I can't go near the wave and trade because I could get double bonds.
So you stay at 800 range from the wave and try to do other things.
Yeah, I just try to stay by the camp area outside of the range and try to poke them a bit out of the range, but you can't do much from there.
Do you want control? I could have you sit here. You can point easier, see easier. Do you want to sit here?
Wanna
try?
Let's try.
Then you can point out things, rewind, play, etc.
You got double bonds, that's a good
We're
start.
sitting a little closer. I can do this as well. So I have double tango, double branch.
Speed up. This one, yeah. First wave was good because you got double bonds.
Yeah,
That's another double bonds.
yeah. So now
I mean, your lane partner is pretty useless. It's not a nice pair.
yeah, he's not a monster. He doesn't do any splash damage.
Yeah, ideally he does some damage on these double bonds, but you're solo carrying the lane so far anyway.
See, guys, solo carrying the lane so far.
Any Warlock that gets double bonds is carrying the game.
Yeah. By this time, Faces was like, nice, very nice. Every time I got a kill, he was like complaining, thank you, very nice.
Now you just half pull.
Yeah, I should do half pull, but I generally have been going for the full.
Yeah, if you get half, then you'll kill 2 creeps and they get nothing.
Yeah.
But it's not the end of the world anyway.
The reason I do the full is because I want to get all of the XP and I want to leave here quicker, and I still get the 2 creeps.
Yeah.
Because like if I do a half pull, then it will still meet a bit earlier. They could go on him. This is not a good upheaval Q, right? I was doing it to max damage on Slardar, but
the last couple of Qs haven't been great because they're just on one guy.
okay, so he was complaining hard on me. But can we rewind? Rewind like a minute. Okay, so if we look at Faceless now, right? Let's do free camera for a bit. So he ends up just starting to right-click Jakiro. He's super tilted by now.
Super tilted already.
Yeah, he's super tilted
No
because
way.
I got like 1 or 2 creeps. So he just ends up going for Jakiro. And then he's like, yes, finish your spell. Just cast your spell on the wave, push it. But like, he doesn't get that I'm going to be end up pulling a lot, so he can just wait. And then he dies here because he did a random go on Jakiro, queued out, and then he just stays. So by now he's done.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely his fault mainly. For you, I would just say it's not correct to just queue the wave with one hero in it.
Yeah, I need to.
Yeah, you need to. You just want to like right click them together, and then when the fall comes near, you then get both.
Okay. Yeah.
So here,
I'll try never to do that again. I did this
Yeah.
to maximize extra damage on the Slardar, but it's not good enough, is it?
no, it's not.
You need the slow as well. You need the full effect of your spells in general.
Yeah. So I would have just. I mean, the Void is griefing already. I don't know why he's so mad, but
Yeah, I don't know too.
but
Especially since like I win almost every lane, at least in my experience, and he thinks that doing Fatal Bond push out pulls it's bad.
yeah, they might not understand this, and also the fact that they get mad over you taking 1 or 2 creeps is like completely insane low skill.
Yeah,
Because in high rank, if you just take 1 or 2 creeps, it's just good.
Right.
It's just like you're securing the XP for them, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the higher I get, the less people complain about it.
Yeah.
In like 3K, people are fighting over scraps, but that's
Yes.
all you ever have. You have
That's
like a
stupid,
really
yeah.
small pie,
Yeah.
and like the higher you get. Also, I was that guy as a carry, like as a 3K, because chat told me, it's like, oh, you know, supports don't take CS, you're the number 1 on the ladder. So I felt extremely entitled every time someone came in, and I would actually ping, like,
Yeah.
I was that guy too. Here again, I'm trying to upheaval just to hurt Jakiro, but again, not good enough.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Okay,
not.
stop doing
So
this shit.
generally, the goal is just right click them together, and then when they go 2 in the wave, then you go for it.
Okay. Okay.
But
Try to be more
it's
consistent.
it's like the threat of you not having used it yet that makes the four unable to go near you.
Sure. And the upheaval is the counter engage.
Yeah, it's
when
just
they
a
go.
follow up on the double bonds.
Yeah.
I mean, level 1 on this is really not very strong, but
No, it isn't.
yeah. It's quite. Warlock lane is very simple, that's all you really think about. But any time you don't get double bonds, it's like really bad. Because now they've got 30 seconds where they can do anything to you and they don't
sure.
care.
Sure.
It's like the opportunity cost. Your Void is incredibly bad though.
Yeah, he is.
He's like insanely bad.
He might be a buyer. I don't know.
He might be.
You should see what he does next. He's very tilted now, and I'm gonna pull the hard camp into the wave, and he ends up body blocking the hard camp on purpose,
Okay.
and then he dies to it and bites back. It's amazing. I think it happens now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Maybe not right now.
This pull would be really good right now.
Yeah, but did I have time? I could have maybe pulled 1 or 2 range into it. Look. Okay.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, I
is
could have
under
done it
attack.
if I didn't hit Slardar. Could have probably pulled 2 or 3 range.
Yeah.
Into it.
Yeah, you don't really need to like commit to shoving this so much. It'll die to 1 bonds and 1 hitting. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you pulled it here, you'd stack it as well, and then what you can do every wave is like just shove and pull this giant stack up here.
Look at faces.
Like, he's just yeah. I guess this replay's done. Like he's
And he
just
bites back. Yeah.
he's just griefing, but
Yeah.
that's all you could have done better.
Now, why I want this lane analyzed is because I told chat calmly that he's a griefer who is bad and unaware that you fatal bonds push out waves.
Yeah.
But then there's always like apologists in chat that you end up arguing with where they say like it is bad for him because he had to farm deep. I'm like, no, I'm fixing it with pool. But what usually gets lost when it becomes antagonistic like that is the actual analysis. Also, we don't have the wisdom for it to know the real right answer.
Yeah.
So like I know that generally I do it like this, but then I have inefficiencies. But we're not focusing on those inefficiencies because it's all about the antagonism of faces griefing, which makes it like black and white, right or wrong. But there's more to it, and that's why I wanted to look at it.
Every scenario has many layers to it, and something I learned or like decided when I was like around this rank when I was climbing is I just decided to mute all chat every game, just from the start.
Right.
There's like an option in settings.
this rank?
Yeah, because basically,
Because you're working on yourself and your own understanding and improvement.
yeah, the thing is, everyone else in your game has no idea about anything in the game, because that's why they're in this bracket.
Yeah.
It's not like anything they think is correct.
Yeah.
So if you listen to anything they say, you're going to make yourself worse at the game.
Yes.
None of them actually know anything. That's the thing.
Yeah.
All of their opinions are just like half-baked random feelings.
Yeah.
And anyone in chat, like, they might be right, but they're not. It's just a chance. Like, by sheer chance, they might be right.
See, it's happening right now.
Should have up heal and bond.
Do you agree with that? That it should be a bond and heal way
No.
lane?
No.
Yeah, so it's happening right now. So
Yeah.
Ari is 12.2k MMR and he's on OG the top team. And he said it should be QE, but you still think it's heal crafties only. I mean, maybe he's also 12k. It's possible.
Maybe. But there's only...
Does it eliminate the potential of team effort for a win? Well, it's interesting, right? Because the communication could lead to a win, but
Yeah.
it'll still be...
It's not like not listening to them necessarily helps you win, but it helps you improve if you don't listen to them too much.
in
Like,
your own decision making and
Yeah.
building your own view and confidence of the game.
yeah, like in any given game, you can talk with your team and like win the game, but have a higher chance to win the game because of that. But if you're like taking their opinions as like the truth, you're probably not going to improve as fast,
Yeah.
because it's not like they really know what they're saying.
To what degree were you consuming outside information when you started playing Dota? Did you watch guides and this and that?
Up until like 5k-ish, 5k, 6k, I would
Yeah.
watch like meta updates, or like I used to watch like pro replays specifically. I would watch like, Miracle Juggernaut or whatever it
Yeah.
is on YouTube, like highlights, and see how they play the lane, how they play the game, etc. But that was the most useful thing, is watching pro replays, because as they say, no one other than the pros actually knows what's good, what's correct.
Yeah.
The others are like a chance they might be correct, but they don't know. But that's different to just winning a pub by helping, like, playing with your team. Of course, you have to make the best of what you have to win games, but for the sake of your improvement, it's not like anyone other than pros knows what's good
Yeah.
with certainty.
Yeah. And would you say that sometimes for an individual game, if you are communicating, shot calling and this and that, you may have more chances for that game, but you would be winning off the back of your teamwork, which may not help next game. And while the muting part is maybe partial griefing in the sense that you cannot tap into that particular resource, if it is a resource and not a
Yeah.
detractor, for that game, but now you are working on trying to build a library of decision making and views on the game that will end up helping more next.
Well, to some extent, the having chat is good, because you can like make calls that you think are good, and then decide if it was good or not to make that call. Like, was this good? Is this bad?
So that's what you're learning.
Yeah.
Having chat makes you better at using chat for good,
Yeah.
but does not as much build other skills in the game, perhaps.
I mean, if you're completely emotionally perfect, then having chat is just good. Because you
Yes.
can filter out what's useless,
Yes.
and just play with your team.
You could be 100% selectively deaf
Yeah.
and a completely untiltable mountain.
But it's very difficult, because these people are very obnoxious usually, and they're also probably wrong. This is the problem.
Yes.
But if you can use it well to where you just like make calls that you think are good, and then like adapt your knowledge based on what happens, then that's really great. You'll improve really fast.
Yes.
Like, for example, in my pubs, I still try to make calls just because I feel like it's good, and then I'll decide after if it was good or not, and then I'm improving.
Yes.
So I use my team as bait to help me improve, kind of. But
Yeah. It's like when Google Maps plots the route. Sometimes they'll send people on a slightly circuitous route in order to measure the amount of time that it takes, even if it knows it's not an optimal route.
yeah, you have to learn through trial and error.
Yeah.
So that's how that goes. But just anything your teammate says, take it with a pinch of salt. They very well might be wrong,
Yeah.
no matter how confident they are. Because if they were right about everything, they would be 12k.
Yep. And there was a question up in chat that said, but it's a team game. Isn't even incorrect coordination still subjectively better than uncoordinated moves? So this is a much repeated statement. Better do the wrong thing together than the right thing separate. And it's something I somehow take a little bit of issue with when it comes to improving.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what we said about in any specific game, doing the wrong thing together is good. and you'll have a better chance of winning. But
You might get worse from it because you're continually enforcing the wrong habit to do like a 5-man dive behind tier 3 when the tier 1 is still up.
yeah, you
Like-
still have to be critical of what you've decided to do in the game, and not just take it as correct and think what could be better.
Yeah. So this game is kind of over.
So let's say the best play is to take Roche, and your team decides to go high ground. This is quite a common scenario.
Yeah.
And yes, it's better to go high ground as 5 than to have 2 guys take Roche and 3 guys go high ground. But the correct play was to go Roche. So you could say, let's try going high ground as 5. It's best to do it together,
Right.
and then decide yourself. Okay, this probably wasn't the best play. Next time I should just tell my team to go Roche.
Yeah.
But
and,
yeah, it's
and
good
what
to
if
do
you
it
did
together.
tell them?
And they didn't want to, then you should go high ground together. But you still know yourself that it was better to go Roche.
And that's again where that are you a perfect learner and do you have perfect self-discipline
Dire's top tower
comes in,
is
because
under
sometimes doing the wrong thing over and over and over could give you bad habits.
Yeah,
So you would need to keep the discipline. I do not believe in this, but
But
I'm doing it anyway
yeah.
in order to get the best success in the pub game.
Yeah.
But I need to remember not to ever do this. when
Even
it's
in
for
my
real.
games, let's say 60% of the time my team will listen, all of them will listen to what I say.
Yeah.
But still, sometimes people won't listen to what I say. So I'll just give up on my belief and just follow them, to help them do whatever they're doing.
How does that not hurt your confidence for decision making and perhaps even your ego? Because do you feel like judged by some kind of invisible third observer, since you're probably not streaming these games, right? Do you not feel like, what if people think I'm that bad to have joined on this? Like, do you need to carry a sign when you're going high ground? I do not believe in this.
No,
Do you get what I'm saying?
I mean, that's the worst thing you could do, is make them feel bad about what they're doing, or like you don't believe in what they're doing. Like, ideally, you just enable it as much as you can if that's what you're going to do.
I feel stupid being on the stupid train.
Yeah.
Right, in that moment, I'll feel embarrassed that people think that I supported this action.
But
You get what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah. But the thing is, you can kind of safely assume that most people you play with are not very like emotionally strong or whatever. So it's up to you to be the emotionally strong one. So in a scenario where you unwillingly agree to do something, the best thing you can do is even take blame for it and say, "Oh, my bad, guys. We should have done this instead. My bad for calling this, guys."
You're 20. very mature. Very mature take.
And then your team won't feel so bad about it. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's your fault, not my fault. Now I'm happy." You have to like play the bad guy, I guess. But you can still separate like what you do and how you actually internally feel. And then you can learn from it, but outwardly you're just helping your team win the game, doing what's best in that moment.
Yeah, it's a very good mindset.
And then you'll improve really fast.
Swallow that pride. Yeah. Yeah. This will be challenging for me.
It's an acquired skill. I mean, I was very toxic for quite a long time in Dota, because it's just, you know, especially this bracket, it's the worst in the whole series. This bracket is the worst, because all the carries and cores think they're Miracle and they're not, but they don't know that. They think they are. So it's really obnoxious to play with them. So you just have to like be a step ahead and know they're going to be like that, and just try to win regardless in whatever way you can, and even like help them be the best Miracle they can be, because that's how you're going to win the game.
Yeah.
And then once you climb to 8k, the world gets so much better. It's
Yeah.
like fairies and flowers everywhere.
Everyone quietly understands the play
Yeah,
for the most part.
yeah. I mean, people also, when you get higher, people care more about winning, I would say. So they do everything as a team they can to win.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's just very individualistic, from what I remember.
I don't have a lot of other 5 picks right now. I have Treant, and I was doing really well with him here, and then I've had some losses in a row, and of course he got nerfed a couple of times. And then what other 5s do you think will be cool to play?
Treant would be really good for sure. I think Abaddon, since the buff, is going to be good again.
Abaddon 5.
Yeah.
Muerta, do you still like her as support?
It's okay as 4. I would never play at 5.
Yeah, I had it because I played her so much that I thought I can bridge the uncomfortable part of her being a 5, which she isn't as much, just by my comfort on the hero.
Even as 4, it's not that great now since the nerf. I wouldn't really play
Ogre
that.
Mage is actually a grief.
Mage's Prophet is the best on 5.
Yeah.
And then Gyro's really good.
Don't you feel Gyro drops off so much after the laning?
In the window between like 10 minute and 15, yes. But then at 15 you're crazy strong again.
Why?
The Shard. The Shard's what makes it really good, really good.
And these days, I've seen a Gyro with Shivas in the pro play.
Yeah, well if you get lots of kills then you'll get farm.
Shaman 5, less ideal, but I'm
yeah.
6-1 with him on 5.
Yeah, it's okay for sure.
It's okay.
Definitely okay.
Okay. And I don't know about Dazzle.
Grimstroke should be good.
Lich.
I mean, it's okay. Well, whatever. Pugna's really good. Definitely play Pugna. Phoenix too.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And then for 4.
You like micro heroes, don't you?
Yeah.
Chen is crazy strong.
Chen is good 5.
Crazy strong, yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't have so many games on him, so there's still like the comfort thing.
Yeah, there's a learning curve, but
Let's see.
I think people overrate his difficulty.
Yeah. So I played him twice in unranked, won, ranked, loss, back to unranked drawing board, win, ranked, loss, ranked, win, and then 2 losses. So I am 1-4 with him in ranked.
About 2 weeks ago, I was struggling to beat Chen more than any hero in the game, especially in lane. So I played 5 Chen games myself to figure out the weaknesses, and now I beat him every time. But most people don't know how to beat him really. He's very strong. Generally, Nature's Prophet, Pugna, Chen are best 3-5s right now.
Nature's Prophet,
Pugna, Chen.
Pugna Chen.
Yeah.
Before watching the rest of this, and hopefully disregarding the first blood, what do you think? And before seeing that he's literally 1v2 here, what do you think? You are with Tiny, you're against Lifestealer, Treant, presumably.
Yeah.
What goes through your minds of how you want to play the lane?
You can pretty much 1v2 this lane because they're double melee, they can't kill you, and you have crazy damage. And ideally you shock 2 heroes at once every time. You need to keep the small camp blocked all the time against melee 5s for sure, because melee 5s really need this small camp open in particular.
Okay. Why does melee 5 need it more like a Treant than say Ancient Apparition?
Because an AA can always like attack you here. Like let's say you get the lane to like here, AA can always hit you anyway, but Treant can't do anything. So if he has nothing to do, he has to pull. Otherwise he's useless. Like let's say you get the lane to here, and you have Rasta against Lifestealer Treant. They can't touch you, and you're destroying them. Okay. So the only way they can fix the lane is by pulling it.
Okay.
But generally, always block small.
Do you value Observer Ward in this lane, like in SF4?
In the lane?
Like I get Observer Ward pretty much every time, but I actually don't have any purpose for it these days. SF4. I just keep it in my pocket, which is kind of silly.
Not for the lane, no. It's the first 2 wards are for bounty runes and mid maybe, and then at like minute 3 or 4, I'd buy a ward and put it in their jungle, like up here. I put some ward.
Okay.
For the sake of nighttime coming, see their mid laner, see the bounty rune here.
Okay.
But you don't need it in lane.
Do you buy Observer Ward as a 4? If yes, where do you place it?
I buy 90% of the wards in the game.
And then you make sure that your mid has one.
Usually, mid should have one. I mean, thing is, I steal all of the observer wards because I know...
You think you place them better than the 5?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because my 5 won't know how to ward as well as I do, most likely.
Makes sense. Recognizable.
And I also buy quite a lot of sentries for the same reason. Like they probably don't know where the wards are, so I'll just do it myself.
I hate every support game as a 5 or 4 where my ally is a true support that buys the wards all the time, because I feel like they fucking put them on the obvious cliff and we're behind and it's gonna get rewarded.
Yeah. Some 5s will insta buy the ward, so what you have to do is chain queue the ward and instantly buy it when it comes up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you even queue it. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So you hear the chink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because else they'll steal the ward and put it somewhere really bad. There's a Kidaro's in chat. I played with him on ITB.
Kidaro, hey.
He's happy that I take the wards.
I love Ari taking my wards. Let's be farm a lot as a 5. Kidaro, you're here because Ari is here? Or you're here sometimes?
He was my +5 in ITB.
Oh, cool. Any thoughts so far?
You can hit them more, because it's double melee, and you have good stats.
Why am I not hitting them more?
You look like... Well, we'll go back a bit and see.
My thanks to thee.
Because you're scared when you shouldn't be, I guess.
Why shouldn't I be scared? I had no vision of treant, and then I would pull the wave if I attack Lifestealer, unless I use like the pre-aggro from out of range and then go in and have 2 seconds to hit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit hard to explain, but basically, I mean, you know treant will be here, because he's just treant chilling in the trees. And if you... you can't touch treant because he's in the trees, but you can touch Lifestealer. So I just move to where Tiny is, and just like hit Lifestealer, run up here, hit Lifestealer, run up here, hit Lifestealer. And then treant walks at you and you walk away. And then hit treant on the way back.
Yeah.
But you can always dodge the treant if you can't see him and just go for Lifestealer.
So mirror the other side.
Yeah.
If
and it's
I
not,
cannot have vision of him.
Yeah, and it's not the end of the world if you drag the creeps, as long as you keep moving so they can't hit you, really.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if these drag to you and you just walk up here and hit him.
Hitting Lifestealer feels futile. Sometimes. But it isn't.
Yeah, it's not if you hit him a lot. If you get him to half HP, it's really hard for him to play.
Quelling on Shaman when you're against treant? No need?
Radiant structures are fortified.
It's fine, but I wouldn't get it if you... I don't care that much.
Oh.
I just tell my 3 to keep cutting trees.
Thing is, Ari is really good. Just bring solve while starting the brawl, will allow him to trade and heal instantly after.
Yeah, if I start taking a fight that I know will be a fight to the death, I will just buy a salve and queue it while I'm fighting them.
Mid harass.
Yeah, like the courier will be bringing it while I'm fighting.
And other players, they will quickly buy it after they're already low.
Yeah, they run to tower with 50 HP, and then they buy the salve.
Yeah.
And they're waiting for the salve the whole time.
Yeah,
But I know that I will need it in advance.
fair enough.
That's just a small thing. This move is a bit weird to me. I don't think it's a high chance of getting the kill, and he doesn't have a bottle, so there's not much reason to take. I mean, it worked because he's bad, but oh, you don't have dust.
No dust.
I mean, it almost worked because he's bad, but it is a very low percentage play, of working out.
Yeah, but it's just not good enough now that he's low. No.
I mean, it's his mistake. Right?
Again, he wouldn't have been as low if he immediately ghost walks.
Or he shouldn't go for this because he doesn't need to be in the river. He should be up here and just right click it. And if it's a bot or mid laner, your play's better because he needs this rune, and you can camp it and tell your win to take this one.
Yeah.
But because he doesn't have a bottle, this rune's really irrelevant for him. He's just bad for being in the river.
Yeah.
So I'd call this a low percentage play.
Yeah.
And it's like, realistically, you take 30 seconds to go here, and
now,
it's like...
Now I have no XP.
Yeah, and your 3, you could have done something in lane, it's double melee.
Now I'm asking my Tiny to... I clicked because I realized we're 2v1, but then we're not. Oh.
Yeah, he's stupid, he should be helping you. This play is good. I would have just shackled him here, so your Tiny can hit him, and you follow up with toss. But even here, you still win this trade, if Tiny comes. But it's awkward now, because you kind of gone too far and he's scared now. Ideally, you just go on him before he runs away.
Yes. Tiny was probably hoping that I would do some lockdown so that he could actually hit, and now he felt like it was a waste of time, so he turns around.
Yeah, and now the slow is here, he doesn't feel like he can get there.
Yeah.
That's all that's happening. And you have a pretty strong combo in this lane because you can stun him and then Tiny can get in range to toss back. So Lifestealer will get tossed to here while stunned. And then you can hit him all the way back.
Oh yeah.
But because you didn't stun, he can't do that play.
Yeah.
Maybe he's even tilted because he didn't make the play. I guess that could happen. Like the face despoiled last time.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to help you now because you didn't do it.
He didn't think it was an efficient play.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
The game's already a bit weird to me because...
This is it. This is peak performance here.
Yeah. I would typically only come mid for rune timings to make it more efficient. Unless it's like, really easy kill lane, like you're Tiny against Invoker with Dust or something. But because this is double melee, you're really high impact here if you hit them a lot. I mean, now it's a bit late, but from the start you could have really really did a lot of damage to them.
Now I feel kind of lost because
Yeah. Now
I don't have any place.
yeah. Really, you should have won this lane, and then you'd feel really happy. But because it's lost, and mid isn't very killable, you feel really nothing to do. And there's not much play here either, because you have a Pudge +5 with anti-mage. So like losing this lane is like really huge. This was your real play,
Yeah.
winning this lane.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here.
I mean, there's really not much for you to do. I'd just be thinking about Wisdom Rune at this point. I'd have taken this bounty and then just go stack this and take Wisdom Rune. There's nothing else to do.
Yeah. I think we're
I
actually
mean,
good
mid might
killer.
be, yeah, mid might be killable if you've got detection or shackle.
Well, this time we don't need
Yeah.
detection.
Yeah, this is good. This is the best play you could make at this point.
We still end up losing.
You have to think about
mid.
if Treant takes this. Right now, he's
Yeah.
not doing it, so it's okay, but that's something to go through your head every time.
Yeah. Wasn't on time to stack here. Wisdom Rune taken by Tiny, which I was okay with.
Yeah. Probably another Invoker kill is the best thing you...
Radiant's courier.
For some reason he didn't press Q even though he had a window. Does he
Yeah.
have it?
He
Yeah,
does.
Another Invoker kill feels sweet.
Radiant's
With dust.
Yeah, I wouldn't go for this because I see it as low percentage.
The lifestealer?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
lifesteal,
it
like,
shouldn't have
he
worked.
shouldn't really die.
No, he just didn't press
So-
Q.
Yeah, I would have like looked to like get a ward in here and angle to like kill Invoker again like that.
Ah,
I see this as the highest percentage play you could make.
okay.
Because this Invoker looks like... I can already tell he's bad at positioning, so you can probably kill him quite easily here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was surprised we got the kill there. All my attempts were pretty pathetic. I realized that as well. And when I got the kill, I was kind of happily surprised.
Yeah.
But I didn't deserve it, per se.
You can also kind of learn people's playstyles during the game. And
Yes.
you can kind of tell... If this lifesteal was really safe and hard to kill, you can kind of tell that already. And this Invoker is like really aggressive, so he's really killable.
Yeah.
So then you kind of know you can aim to kill Invoker more than Lifestealer, for example.
Oh.
There's playstyle differences like that.
Oh yeah, I remember this. He ends up feeling motivated by my arrival and gets motivated to stay and die, even though I meant to save him.
Yeah.
On general though, if I have a 10% life mid laner running for his life, should I do a full HP TP in if I somehow knew that it will cost my life but he will be saved?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Saving a mid is really high impact. I mean, imagine it as killing the enemy mid.
Yes.
You would do that play, so...
Yeah, not the same, right? Because enemy mid might be full life, but now I'm saving a wounded guy. So he's still not going to be active for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's very debatable. It doesn't... It's
Yeah.
not that relevant, I'd say. Like, you could do either and it'd be fine.
So if I were to TP in and I expect this outcome, I'll be like, run, run.
Yeah. People get baited by shackles a lot. That's something I've learned. If you shackle, they will want to do something on the shackle.
Ah,
Especially in lane, I will sometimes shackle someone just for harass and heal.
so
it's
he
quite-
can't get the CS, and
Yeah.
you get the heal.
I'll get the damage, the heal, just harass a bit. He can't get the creep. But my teammate will be like, wait, what are you doing? No, 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 don't go, don't go. Like, I'm just poking.
And you're like, I'm not going on.
Yeah, just chill. But people get baited by shackle.
Okay.
That's like another thing. You have to learn the psychology, the common psychology of your teammates,
Yeah.
and notice the trends. Like if you do this thing, your teammate's likely to do this.
Yeah. And then do you adjust your habits on
Yeah,
that?
then you avoid baiting them. Like sometimes I know I might bait my teammate by making a play, so I just don't do it, even though it's actually good.
Sure. So if I feel like 8 out of 10 times, no matter what I say on voice, or if voice wasn't a factor, if I TP in to save the running, bleeding Wind Ranger, I TP in, he turns around and makes a play and we both die, then I learn not to do it anymore.
Yeah, you might just let him die.
If that's an 8 out of 10 statistic.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, yes, I remember this.
But if you say just run, he'll probably... Or you... I mean, I love, personally, pinwheels. I would spam back, get back when I go in.
Oh yeah.
I find pinwheels really, really useful.
Yeah, I only use them for taunting.
Like I have one for check rooms, one for get back, one for Roshan, one for go, one for okay.
And
It's really
they
useful.
auto-translate, right?
Yeah. It's really strong.
Alright, let's play a game. What do you think?
Yeah, go for it.
If you want water.
This one.